Start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press...
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Oh, man. Okay, I guess we'll just do that. We'll just do that then, guys. Hope that it works out. Yeah. Hey, people, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Glad you could join me. We are in the house. It is Friday, and you know what that means. It's Freedom Friday. Means you get to call up to the show. You get to voice your opinion on any topic. Let's see if we can get, there we go, 319-527-6212. First thing I want to do, though, is make sure that we are heard on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So let's do that now. Let's check out YouTube. YouTube. Oh, we got some people in YouTube over there. We got Karen Mitchell. What's up, Karen Mitchell and Shane? And Jilly and Fred and Bong Hits for Jesus and Bob for Kids and Galen Booker. What's up, Galen? We got Mike. We got a Dingo. We got Alton Page and Frederick Murphy. There we go. Frederick Murphy says, clear the lines and clear the deck. Dial the number and give them heck. Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. That's what's up. Snork Y2K and Mariah S. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. What's up, Alton? What's up, Tatiana? What's up, Elder Milenio and Karen Mitchell and Uli and Free Thinker? I love Free Thinkers in the house. Grant Top Goal. I'm assuming you guys can hear me well because I think somebody would have said, Tim, we can't hear you, man. Dingo at my baby says, we can hear you. Bob says, we're all here. Donald Mixon and April Kester. Beat the House Sports and Julie. Yes. We're looking good on YouTube. Let's see if we got any love on Facebook. Facebook people. Bam. Facebook people. Uli's in the house on that side too. Evan Miller's on the house. Patricia Gardner. Can you guys hear me? What's up, George? What's going on, Wolfpack people? Estefania Marie. Wolfpack. Ginger Liberty. The whole crew. Kinda. Kinda? I'm going to go with Kinda. I don't think her name is Kinda. It's probably Kinda. Some people kinda get it wrong when they pronounce it, don't they? Kinda. Steve, what's up, man? What's up, Margarita Silver Potts and Dion Adams and La Renee, Bruce Linnell, Mark Stefanski, Dale, and Sarah, and Amanda, and the whole crew. And I think they would have told me as well if they couldn't hear me. Right, Kerry Mark and Kerry Williams. Got 2 Kerrys in the house. And Sheila. Ken Saxon, shout out to you. Ken says shout out from Northern California. Right back at you, my friend. Right back at you. What's up, Donald? Yeah, man, we're going to kill it, Karen Bridenthal and Judy and Cynthia and Freddie Fry. We're going to do it tonight. So, look, guys, phone number is 319-527-6212. Call up. Become a part of the voice, the Tim Black Wolfpack, man. We got a lot of great people. I just want to remind you right now that I got the second wave of Tim Black Wolfpack swag bags. The Tim Black Wolfpack gift packs are going out. I'm going to go up to the post office tomorrow to get them out. I did a lot of preparing. We did a lot of prepping, me and my wife, to get everything straight. Send your email to client care. See, 2 carries, you got me. Client care at timblacktv.com. Client care. You're the client and we care for you at timblacktv.com. Send your mailing address. If you are $5 or more Patreon or Facebook or YouTube, or if you give PayPal, doesn't matter. However you give, if you give $5 a month or more, please send me your info so I can send you a swag bag, okay? Because I got to give something back to you. Because without you, this show doesn't exist, and that would be a tragedy. So I got to show love for the people that made it possible. And we're starting to get bigger. The numbers are growing. More people tune in. But I think it's important to get back to the people that get you there. So come on, guys, do it. And every week, I'm going to do this. Every week, we're going to just keep sending them out. It's going to be a regular thing we do, okay? So if you somehow get missed this week, don't worry. Next week, I'm going to do the same thing. So no worries, okay? All right, guys. So, man, what a week, man. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I've been kind of entertaining on Twitter lately. It's pretty obvious. Twitter is my favorite social media platform other than YouTube, because YouTube's where I can put videos. But, I kind of get it in on Twitter. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Twitter, guys, if you want some fun. You'll see Tim Black take on establishment creatures. Anyway, so let's talk about today's show. Let's talk about what we got today, all right? God, we got so many stories. Trump economy, okay? They say it's bad news over the horizon for Donald Trump, and this is causing him to do crazier things, even for Donald Trump. So we're going to talk about that. Epstein, autopsy results are in. We're going to talk about that. Barack Obama gave a warning to Joe Biden and his team before Joe Biden announced he was running, and we're going to talk about that. And there's a thing going on with Bernie and Cardi B. Cardi B, the B must stand for burning, because she's feeling the burn. We're going to talk about that. But we're going to start with this whole Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar being banned from Israel. We got to talk about this, man. This is crazy. As you know, there's been quite a dust up, and this has been brewing for quite some time, right? Ilhan Omar, she questioned the lobbyist organization and their influence on U.S. politics, and of course that was used to say, you must hate these people. You hate their lobbyist group, so you hate these people. All the babies, all the men, all the women, even the dogs, you hate everything about them because you hate this lobbyist organization. You got to hate the people. I always thought it was a bogus charge. I mean, I hate big pharma lobbyists. Does that mean I hate doctors? No, it doesn't. Doesn't mean I hate doctors, man. Right? I can't stand the NRA lobbyists. Does that mean I hate, I don't know, people who own guns? No, I don't hate all people that own guns just because I don't like the NRA lobbyists. There's an organization, right? It's an organization that has an agenda, and you can hate the agenda or the agenda or the way they carry out, they execute the agenda, without hating the people or any group of people, right? You know, there are people who hate Black Lives Matter. Doesn't mean they hate every black person ever born. They might just not like the tactics that Black Lives Matter uses. But no, you can't use that form of logic at all. There's no room for you to think, to have any nuance whatsoever. If someone says these people, this guy, this person feels this way, you just got to believe it at face value, even if it doesn't purport or make any sense when applied to anything else. So that's why I've always thought that was a bogus-ass charge. And the people that defended it are bogus as well. Okay, so it's all culminated to where we are now, which is, well, hell, I got a clip for that. Chili Willikers. Gee Willikers, people, I got a plan for that. Golly gee.
In a wild escalation of his political wars, the President of the United States urged a foreign country to bar its doors from members of the United States Congress. At the President's urging, that country agreed to do it. The astounding chain of events began with a tweet, of course. President Trump wrote, "It would show great weakness if Israel allowed Representative Omar and Representative Tlaib to visit. They hate Israel and all Jewish people." Well, shortly after that, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu officially barred the two lawmakers. He argued it was due to their support for a pro-Palestinian boycott movement in Israel, which under Israeli law is grounds for banning.
Donald Trump tonight, right now, having done this, is totally isolated. He is facing rebukes, we can report, from Democrats and Republicans, from national security experts and civil libertarians, from liberal Jewish groups, and from more conservative U.S. Israel groups like AIPAC. So there's a lot of blowback already on this brand new news.
First, from Marco Rubio today. I disagree 100% with Representatives Tlaib and Omar on Israel, he writes, but denying them entry into Israel is a mistake. He adds this for good measure, being blocked is what they really hoped for all along in order to bolster their attacks against the Jewish state. But then we cross the aisle to Tim Kaine, former vice presidential nominee, and he goes there on the subject of U.S. aid. Prime Minister Netanyahu, drop your Muslim ban. Congress votes over and over again to provide unprecedented security assistance to Israel. Banning any member disrespects us all.
Well, I think, for once we did see some Republicans coming out and, really affirmatively saying that they thought that this was wrong, but I don't think that they've gone far enough. I mean, I agree with Senator Kaine. Israel is the largest recipient of military assistance in the world. We are allies, and I think that this is really unacceptable. I just think.
Ugh. Ugh, guys. That's not good. I couldn't listen to Barbara Boxer. I refuse to listen to Barbara Boxer, even if it was helpful. I don't even care what she said. She's such a horrific human being. I can't listen to her. Okay, so, you mean to tell me AIPAC doesn't agree with Donald Trump? They think it was a bad idea for Donald Trump to, tell Netanyahu, to tell that guy to bar these women from the country, and they're probably right. He didn't have to do it though, but I guess he did have to, but he didn't have to. Look, Donald Trump is playing politics. That's what he's doing. He's playing politics, and he doesn't care who he hurts. He thinks this helps him somehow. He can make Democrats look like the boogeyman, and somehow he'll be the beneficiary of some type of, votes, or, not votes, but just the emotional appeal of certain people in certain key states. I don't know. I mean, everything that Donald Trump does, I think he does it for a reason or he does it for ego. This, I think, is a reason. I don't think this has to do with ego. He made a calculation and this was a good move for himself. People should just call it for what it is. Donald Trump, a guy who a lot of people voted for because they said he's not a politician, plays politics a whole lot, but it's even worse because it's not regular politics. This can be grimy and disgusting as on its own. He plays this other thing called scorched earth, last man standing. That's what he plays. That's even worse than politics. And yeah, I agree that, we send a lot of money. Send a lot of money to a country that you're saying Congress people from the United States can't even go there. Jesus. Problematic as hell and really difficult for people to swallow. I don't know how you make that float. I don't know how you make that make sense. I don't know why this is a good move for Trump. I don't think it's a good move for Trump. Once again, like I say, Trump gets in his own way. He steps on his own feet, trips over his own feet, and now look at him. Look at him. This is. I don't think it's a bad move. Not only is it ethically a bad move, it's a bad move strategically for Donald Trump. That's what I think. They had Bernie Sanders on MSNBC, and he had an opportunity to talk about it. Let's see what Bernie has to say.
In a wild escalation of his political wars, the president.
Now, from Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders, independent senator from Vermont. Senator, good to see you. What's your reaction to President Trump asking the president of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, to do this, and Netanyahu obliging?
Well, I wish I could tell you, Ali, that I am shocked. I am not. We have a president who tragically is a racist, is a xenophobe, and who is a religious bigot. But the idea that a member of the United States Congress cannot visit a nation, which, by the way, we support to the tune of billions and billions of dollars, is clearly an outrage. And if Israel doesn't want members of the United States Congress to visit their country to get a firsthand look at what's going on, and I've been there many, many times, but if he doesn't want members to visit, maybe he can respectfully decline the billions of dollars that we give to Israel.
Over time, in excess of $140 billion. Last year alone, $3 billion in various types of aid. You've actually suggested that might be used to leverage some of Israel's behavior that Representatives Omar and Tlaib are critical of, as you've been critical of.
Well, all that I am saying is that we need a Middle East policy which is even-handed, which protects the independence and the safety of Israel, but also shows respect to the Palestinian people, many of whom in Gaza and elsewhere are suffering incredibly. Unemployment rate off the charts. People cannot leave their community. And I think what the United States should be doing, especially with the enormous amount of money we're spending there, is to demand that Israel and the Palestinian leadership sit down and start working out their differences and create peace in that troubled region.
Senator, I'm never going to pass an opportunity.
Booyah. Booyah, booyah, booyah. Yeah, how could you give a country, how could you give a country billions of dollars and then they tell you that they don't have to let you in the country? That's just crazy. These people are representatives of our country, so you're going to have to let them in. I don't see how you work around that. I know if you gave me billions of dollars, you could come by for dinner. You could do that. Especially you got, like, Rashida Tlaib has, like, her mom lives there. Like, what are you going to do? And then so it was this back and forth because they said, well, you can come, but you can't say a negative word about Israel. And she was like, okay, I won't say anything negative. And then she got a little pushback. She was like, hold up. You know what? If I go over there, I'm going to call things as I see it. I'm going to speak truth to power. And it's like, so I'm not going to come over there. So now it's just crazy. Bottom line is, I thought Trump ran on Make America First. Well, you're not making America first if you're letting any other country take precedence over America. Yeah. I saw somebody in the comment section said, Donald Trump wasn't racist before, now he's racist. Hey, he could have been racist before, too. Yeah, he could have been. Just because you hang out with black people don't mean you like black people, man. Come on, man. Just because you hang out with Jewish people doesn't mean you like Jewish people. Just because you hang out or been around or dated or whatever does not mean you like everybody, man. You can still have a belief that you are superior to someone else, and they could be in your family for all you know. You know, or you could do like some people do, where they say, well, you're different, Tim Black. I mean, I know you're black, but you're different. You know, you're not like the rest of the blacks. They're mud people, but you're different. Sure you ain't got some white in your family? Like, there are people, you know, so like this whole idea that because, like, people like to say because, you know, like, I think Bill Clinton's racist. Feel better now? He hung out with Mike Tyson and Chris Tucker and Chris Rock, and I still think he's racist. Does that make you feel any better? What's the difference between Bill Clinton and Donald Trump? They were friends. Their kids played together, had sleepovers. They're both very successful, very powerful people, and they used black people at every occasion when it benefited them. That's been my experience with both of them. So now what? Is it possible that they think that they're superior? I think it's very possible. Oh, but Bill Clinton played the sax. Obviously, it's a wind instrument. All races play wind instruments, Johnson. I'm joking, man. I don't know about that. Dizzy Gillespie played a wind instrument. Grover Washington played a wind instrument. Anyway, back to my point. Okay, so this whole thing, right? It's been BS. Donald Trump has used it. This whole thing about Omar garbage, Rashida Tlaib garbage. But, you know, the truth is everyone's always playing politics, and that's the problem with politics, right? So there are no absolute rights or absolute wrongs, but I can tell you this. The Palestinians got a raw deal, and I don't like it. And I support Palestinians being able to live like human beings. I support that. If you don't support that and you got a problem with that, I guess you're going to have a problem with me. So, and I think it's crap, it's garbage that Donald Trump, he can run on this Make America Great Again and America First, and then the first thing he do is bend over for another country because it suits him politically, and I think that's garbage. So anyway, moving right along. Hey, Bernie spoke to it. Thank you, Bernie, for speaking truth to power right there. Nope, speaking truth to power there. They can't call Bernie anti-Semitic because Bernie is Jewish. Foiled again. Must think of another term to call him. This net anti-Semitic. So anyway, so Bernie Sanders, he's been playing the social media game pretty well. And he's been doing really well at getting the word out. You know, he recently was on the #1 podcast in the country, Joe Rogan's podcast. Amazing numbers. I'm sure it's past 8 million views right now. That's what we talk about, killing it, man. Woo! Damn. As usual, you know, Democrats gave him crap about going on it. You know, because, you know, they don't want Bernie to, like, do well. What are you doing going on a platform where you can reach 8 million people for free? What's wrong with you? You're betraying our ideals about reaching people and activating people and informing people. I mean, how do you even make the claim that even makes sense? These losers on Twitter, these blue check mark bastards on Twitter, and yeah, I got a blue check mark, but I got mine on my own. Yeah, they got it because they have a job working somewhere. That's why they got it. I got mine because of you guys. It was like, this guy, Tim Black's got a lot of people in it. Guy's built his own thing. I guess we'll give him a check mark. But it wasn't, So those guys, they love to act like they don't understand the importance of a candidate who's running for president taking every opportunity that he can take in order to reach lots of people. They did the same thing when it went on Fox News. All because Elizabeth Warren was too chicken shit to go. Now Bernie Sanders is a bad guy because he's going. And look, if Bernie based what he did on if Senator Warren did it, he'd do nothing. Well, Jolly G, snickerdoodles, and jumping Jehoshaphat's, and ping pong balls, and shut the front door. Willy Wonka biscuits. I got a plan for that. I'm going to avoid all scrutiny in any type of hostile rooms where people ask me questions I don't want to answer. But I got a story. When I was a little girl, my mama, my papa told me I wow. And she laid the dress out. And then we took the dress down to the flea market and we sold it. Or something like that. Anyway, back to Bernie Sanders doing a really good job of using social media to his advantage. He's developed his own media thing. Brianna Joy, she's doing her thing. And a lot of people on the staff are doing their thing. I saw Faiz. He's out there killing it. Nina Turner, force of nature whenever she grabs a mic. Like, they're doing a great job of getting the message out. Okay? Well, in tune with getting the message out, Bernie Sanders recently sat down with Cardi B and had a conversation. Check this out.
A lot of buzz about the relationship between Bernie Sanders, the candidate, and Cardi B, the very popular rapper. She's made her interest in politics well known for a long time. In fact, on the 2016 election night, she was doing political coverage with Desus and Mero. She also spoke out against Donald Trump for this year's government shutdown, rallying her fans, saying they should care about it. Just like she said they should get civically engaged and care about the debates.
If you was to have a chance to ask one of these Democratic candidates a question, what would your question be? Ask those questions down in my comments, and we are going to try to get them questions answered.
And now she is getting some of those questions answered. Cardi B, you should know, has one of the most followed online profiles of anyone in the country. 49 million on Instagram alone. That's larger than NASA's following, which has about 47 million. And she's just behind LeBron James at 51 million people. So when she posts, she actually reaches more people than most TV channels. And that's why her new interview, which puts some of those questions to Bernie Sanders, isn't just a kind of a cultural moment, although it is that. It's also really a political and media event.
What are we going to do about wages in America? When I was not famous, I just felt like no matter how many jobs I get, I wasn't able to make ends meet.
That is an excellent and important question. Can you imagine somebody today earning $9 an hour?
It don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't. How do you pay your rent? How do you pay for food? How do you pay for transportation?
Right.
You can't pay.
Certain people like to brag that there is more jobs now in America, but it's like, yeah, there's an increase of jobs given, but what are they paying in these jobs? They're practically paying nothing.
You got it. That is exactly the issue.
You know that you have a mutual respect for FDR.
I have a couple of reasons why I love FDR. He became a president when America was in one of its worst times, and not only are you going through a depression, but you're also going through World War II. I mean, come on now, he did the New Deal. Like, that's the reason we have Social Security. Goddamn, I love him. He's my favorite.
Well, I want to be a favorite after I'm elected, but we'll see.
But thank you so much, Bernie.
Thank you so much.
Let's feel the burn.
Oh, wow. She's pretty smart. She's pretty smart, man. Okay, stop everything. Cardi B asking better questions than the MSNBC anchors. Rachel Maddow, cut her salary in a third, give it to Cardi B to get the other half to Joe Rogan. That's it. That's a decision. Move on it. Get on it. Make it happen. I mean, come on. Joe Rogan and Cardi B ask better questions than most of these anchors who pay millions of dollars to give us false narratives. They would have been asking Bernie, well, Bernie, what about that person on your staff during a campaign who you didn't personally know, who made someone feel uncomfortable? What have you done to combat that? What? I fired him. What do you want me to do? But Cardi B's asking questions about economy. She's asking about jobs. She's asking about wages. She asks about DACA. She asks about a lot of things, a lot of important issues. Climate change. She talked about a lot of things. Most of these anchors don't give Bernie that respect. They start talking about gossip and nonsense. So I'm impressed with Cardi B. And you got to love her thing about FDR. Yeah. She knew that about Social Security. The social safety nets that FDR put into place had cogent ideas, reasons to undergird why she feels that FDR was a great president. You know, I'm impressed. Way to go, Cardi B. Way to handle your business. Now, they're going to see these people, Cardi B, she has 50 million people following her, and I bet you there's still Democrats pissed off and sour sitting over there. I don't know why he went on her show. I don't see the relevance, the importance of it. 50 million people follow her. More people follow her than follow Scientology. I don't know. A lot of people follow her. It makes me feel like I'm totally wasting my life, but I'm just saying, man. You follow her because you're not a complete idiot. You go on her show because you're not a complete dumbass. You go there because it's an opportunity. I thought we wanted to reach people and influence them to come out and vote. See, this is why Bernie has over 1 million volunteers right now, because they actually want to reach people. He did the same thing with Killer Mike last cycle. Sat down and had a conversation with someone who's well respected in his community in efforts to reach that community and say, hey, I'm approachable. I can sit down and talk. I can have a relaxed conversation about important shit that you care about, and we can have that conversation. That's why Bernie Sanders is doing a great job, man. Forget what you heard. So anyway, I think it was a good move. And anyone, I think you got to definitely look at anyone who says it was a bad move for Bernie to sit down with either Joe Rogan or Cardi B. You got to look at them as suspect. Yeah, you sus all day. All right. Next story. You know, I haven't talked about Biden lately, but I found this one funny. I don't have a clip for it, but it's very funny, guys. Obama told Biden advisors not to let the former Veep damage his legacy in this 2020 presidential run. Hey, Obama. Too late. Too late. Yeah, man. That horse left the barn a long time ago, bro. Every time Joe Biden opens his mouth, your name got to come out it. In fact, if he couldn't say Obama, he'd had nothing to talk about of any substance. Yeah, me and my buddy Barack, you know. Oh, come on, malarkey. Obama. Oh, come on, man. Malarkey. Obama. Trump is racist. Trump is racist. Obama, malarkey. The soul of America. Like, you know, he really has nothing. I have never heard Biden talk about an actual policy. And I've covered every Democratic debate. He never talks about a policy. And don't get me wrong, these debates aren't really good for policy. But come on, man. They had Biden talk more about, we've talked more about Bernie's Medicare for all policy than the vice presidents talked about his policies. And I guess that's fine in what is it, Anderson Cooper world or Chuck Todd world or Jake Tapper world, Dana Bash world, or Don Lemon world. How does that make sense that Bernie Sanders, his policies get more scrutiny than the former vice president? That's because they're not influential. Biden's not influential. Bernie's way more influential. Obama spoke with Biden about the prospect of him running multiple times before the former vice president hopped into the race and took pains to cast his doubts about the campaign in personal terms. A person familiar with the exchange told the Times that Obama said to Biden, "You don't have to do this. Hey, Joe, listen. You don't have to do this. You really don't." But Biden responded that he felt he had an obligation to take on President Donald Trump and that he wouldn't be able to forgive himself if he didn't give it a shot. Hey, Joe, you're bad for business. Yep, your best days are behind you. Your mouth precedes you. Your gaffes are extreme. Me, Malaya, Sasha, and my baby girl, we really like it if you just shut the hell up. Stop making us look bad. How am I going to charge a lot of money for my Wall Street speaking fees if I got you out here embarrassing me, bringing up the past? I want to make money. I'm trying to make it rain, bitch, and you are out here talking, running your mouth, running me down. Now people are thinking you when they're thinking me. That's not good. You're not good. Now you need to reconsider. Reconsider. When you hear the Arkansas, you're gonna have a Chicago side on your backside. That's what's gonna happen. But it didn't work because Biden like I owe it to my grandkids. No. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave Biden alone for the rest of the segment. I'm just gonna say this. I told you in 2016, if you get Hillary, you will get Trump. I'm telling you now, 2019, if you succeed in getting Biden, you will get more Trump. Think I'm playing. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein, convicted pedophile. His autopsy results came in, and this is what they found. This is the right place? I don't know.
Epstein's autopsy, easy for me to say, autopsy results after earlier this. We are back with some breaking news. The New York medical examiner has just released alleged sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy, easy for me to say, autopsy results after earlier this week saying that further information was needed to reach a cause of death. Let's go to NBC investigative reporter Tom Winter for the details. Tom, what are you learning?
Yes, Nicole. So 2 senior law enforcement officials familiar with the matter tell myself and my colleague Jonathan Dienst that the medical examiner in New York City has determined that Jeffrey Epstein's cause of death is suicide by hanging. This was what was presumed all along and what officials initially believed when they found Jeffrey Epstein dead in his cell nearly a week ago on Saturday morning. At 6:30 a.m., they found him, or just after 6:30 a.m., they found him unresponsive. The ME conducted the autopsy on Sunday, the following day, and then said that they needed a little bit more time and a little bit more information to determine the cause of death. But now we know it. It's suicide by hanging, and this kind of ends this portion of the investigation. Now, of course, there's still ongoing investigations on several fronts, Nicole. One is the FBI investigation into the death to see if there's any sort of criminality. You've got the Inspector General that's going to look into the MCC, the facility, to see what policies were followed or not followed in this particular case. And then on top of that, you have the ongoing investigation into the conspiracy for which Jeffrey Epstein was first charged, of course. That conspiracy looking into people that were in his inner circle. You've discussed several of them, I know, over the last couple of days here. So we'll wait and see what happens with the outcome of those investigations. But at least from the New York City medical examiner's perspective, her work is done and has determined that Jeffrey Epstein died suicide by hanging.
Don't trust it. I don't really feel trustworthy. I don't feel like feels flimsy, Johnson. Feels flimsy there. I'm just saying I don't know if I put much confidence in this medical examiner's report. Just don't. I'm sorry. I don't know. The guy got off before. Why would he not think he'd get off again? Like, I'm just saying, he got off before. Like, I mean, come on. He got an ankle bracelet and couldn't watch Game of Thrones for a couple of weeks. That was his punishment last time. Why would he kill himself? He's got a whole lot of money. I'm surprised they haven't. Where's the body? Oh, we buried it at sea. It was in his will. He wanted his body buried at sea. That's what happened. He had rings around his neck. Why was both his arms broke? Oh, well, it's not in our medical examination. We didn't look. We just focused on the neck area. Okay. Why was both of his ankles broke? Oh, well, we just, like I said, come on, damn it. Neck up, the neck up. So we looked at there, Tim Black. There you go with your conspiracy theories, worried about asking stupid questions like, why is he broken? Why is all these broken bones in his body? There you go. God, I can't stand you, bloggers on YouTube. I'm not actually a blogger on YouTube. I actually make digital content. I'm a journalist. You know. I have to give I'm a political analyst and a journalist and a commentator. Like I said, a YouTube blogger, we don't have time for you. Why was his spine cracked? Oh, damn it. Tim Black, I don't want to hear it again. Take down your whole YouTube channel, buddy. You keep running your mouth. But honestly, guys, I have reservations. I have my reservations. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so last but not least, okay, guys, last story before we go to phone calls. A Trump economy. Now, people are saying that the Trump economy is about to go belly up, and this was the only thing holding Donald Trump's presidency above board. In fact, a lot of people have said, hey, and I've said it too, hey, you got to focus on pocketbook issues. People are concerned about their money and their job. As long as you sit around calling Donald Trump a racist and you're not focusing on that, you're not going to beat Donald Trump. It just ain't going to happen. Man, people get upset. They don't like racists or bigots or jackasses or xenophobes or any of the other isms or phobias or any of that. Okay? They hate that, but do you know what they hate more? An empty refrigerator, a car that's not running, and no place to go in the morning to make sure they can get a paycheck. So as long as Trump kind of looks like he's helping do any of that, you're going to have a hard time beating them because we can put up with bigots. We've all lived with bigots and worked with bigots and had presidents who were also bigots. See Bill Clinton. Anyway, so now they say that the economy is going bad and it may lead to a recession. They say Donald Trump's acting erratic. Here goes a clip about that.
Public and in private, Donald Trump is reportedly shaken by the prospect of an economic downturn, having pinned all of his hopes for re-election on the strength of the economy. He also woke up to ominous poll numbers from his most favorite network, Fox News, that show him losing to all of the top Democratic candidates for president in 2020. Here are those numbers. Biden beats Donald Trump 50-38. Bernie Sanders 48-39. Elizabeth Warren 46-39. And Senator Kamala Harris 45-39. And on that topic of the president's political vulnerability, the Washington Post reports, quote, mounting signs of global economic distress this week have alarmed President Trump, who's worried that a downturn could imperil his reelection, even as administration officials acknowledge that they have not planned for a possible recession. The New York Times adds this, quote, in private, he's expressed his own anxiety about the economy taking a dive, knowing that his electoral fortunes are likely tied to it, even as he vents frustration that his opponents are overstating the troubles. As the president's anxiety meter surges, his rally performance, another point of pride for the reality television president, has also taken a hit. The New York Times describes last night's rally like this, quote, his speech was at times a greatest hits album of favorite lines, replaying the 2016 campaign against Hillary Clinton. We should note she's not running this time, and bashing the news media, Democrats, and America's allies in Europe. Typically rambling, veering on and off script, seemingly at random, Over an hour and a half, he repeated points he had already made earlier in the evening, as if he did not remember already making them. At one point, he veered so off script, he attacked a supporter for being overweight.
That guy's got a serious weight problem. Go home, start exercising. Get him out of here, please. Got a bigger problem than I do. Got a bigger problem than all of us. Now he goes home and his mom says, "What the hell have you just done?"
That is where we start today with some of our favorite reporters and friends. From the Washington Post, White House Bureau Chief.
Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Let me cut this on. Get ready. No, we don't. We won't be listening to any of those sycophants tonight on the Tim Black Show. No, we won't be going to any of your friends in the studio. Your friends in the studio suck. But now, check this out, guys. Like, Trump's having too much fun up there. That's what she doesn't get. That's what they don't get. Trump doesn't. He's up there freestyling, man. No freaking teleprompter. Hey, man, I can relate. I don't use a teleprompter. It's fun. It's a good time, man. The crowd loves it. You know, we get into it. Of course, I'm not the president of the United States. I don't impact the world. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. They don't get it. Like, he's having a good time. He's feeling the crowd. Called some fat guy out. This is your leader. And unless you pick a candidate, a really good candidate, you're going to end up with him again. And you won't be able to blame Russia. Because Tulsi Gabbard has legislation to help shore up our elections, and none of those fuckers, excuse my language, guys, none of them wanted to support it. But they want to keep saying Russia, Russia, Russia. Now, it was interesting to see that graph earlier in the show, though, in that clip where they showed that, according to them, a lot of people can beat Trump. Yeah, you know, I really take the Biden poll, the thing, like Biden, I take it with a grain of salt. Listen, Biden's going to go down. He always goes down. That's what he does, man. Biden has never won a single delegate the 2 times he's ran for president. You think now he's going to come do it. Look, I think Biden's a worse candidate than Hillary. And that takes a lot of doing. Mark my words, man. Biden is a worse candidate than Hillary Clinton. You thinking that Biden will do a better job at running against Trump shows that you are a misogynist. That's how I see it, guys. I'm sorry. Hillary could at least stay on topic. Have you listened to Biden lately? And what's this lady talking about? Trump couldn't stay on topic. Have you listened to Biden talk? I want to know how often you talk about Joe Biden staying on topic. Listen, guys, they like making fun of Trump, but here's the thing. He's already the president. That means he has an advantage. You have to really beat the brakes off of him to defeat him. Once a president is in office, it's hard to pull him out of office. It's been said that George Bush started a war in order to stay in office. And once that war started, everyone knew he wasn't going anywhere. Mark my words. The vulnerabilities that you point out in Trump, you have the same vulnerabilities in Joe Biden, but with a lot less charisma and a lot less ability to rile up a base. Who the hell is Biden riling up? Now, as far as I do believe that Bernie Sanders will continue to climb, and I do believe that Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris, maybe statistically they can beat Trump. But I just don't have any faith that Elizabeth Warren can take on Donald Trump. She just hasn't shown it. She won't even go on Fox News, man. She won't even go on Fox News. If you can, how are you going to say, how do you want me to believe you can take on the performer in chief, the insulter in chief, but you can't even go on the Fox News show? Well, gee willikers, Tim Black, I freaking doodads and nifty nickels. Of course I wouldn't go on their freaking show. They say mean things about progressives, and they do mean things. They're gee willikers. Jumping jack, pickle beans, and butter nickels, and green eggs and ham. Thing one and thing two. I can't go on there. Well, you know what? You're not going to be there to be Donald Trump, and he's going to come up with a lot of names for you. Now, Kamala Harris, they showed her in the graph as beating Donald Trump as well. That's until she has to actually do it. I just don't. It's going to be tough for anyone to beat Donald Trump. Don't listen to these fools telling you he's an easy win. He is not an easy win. Hillary had everything on her side last time, and she still lost. And it doesn't matter about the popular vote. That ain't how you win. Football is won by touchdowns, not first downs. It's about touchdowns, not first downs. So we don't want to hear about how many first downs you got. All right, I'm going to go to phone calls now. Listen to this garbage. And I didn't vote for Donald Trump, so don't even hit me with that, you garbage people. I'm just a realist. I pay attention. I'm not paid by the DNC or the GOP, but I can see and hear, and I've been living and eating and sleeping this stuff for the past 4 or 5 years, man, and I'm telling you, it's obvious. 1, 2, 3, 3 years. 4 years, about 4 years. Every news cycle, I've been on top of it. All right, we're going to go to phone lines now, 319-527-6212. I'm going to take calls in order that they are received. Let's start off with 3 minutes per caller. Just make sure we get everybody in. I love you guys. Let's do it. Call number 1 is a 347 number, 347. You are live, 347.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hi. How you doing, Tim?
Hey, man, you're live. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I didn't expect to get through. How you doing?
I'm good, partner.
My question was about TYT and about Elizabeth Warren, how they keep propping her up, and what were your thoughts on that?
Okay, man. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, I don't like it. Because TYT is a program that has preached time and time again that you cannot be against money in politics while you keep taking money from the big donors, which Elizabeth Warren went on the program and said she will do. And people called checkout on his Twitter with the receipt, and he had no response.
Oh, he never responded to that. I was one of those people that called it out. So he never spoke to it, huh?
Yeah. You were one of the first people to call it out in terms of a YouTuber, and I respected that. But there was no response. He just ignored it.
Yeah, brother. Well, you know how I feel about it, man. I agree with you. I think that Elizabeth Warren, she made that statement on your program. You can't gloss over it, man. You got to deal with it and address it. That's what you got to do.
I agree.
All right, brother. Thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate you. Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. You know, Elizabeth Warren, that's what I'm saying, man. She's wishy-washy. And I'm getting tired of people always comparing Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. They're not the same. Yeah, she adopted some of his campaign, some of his policies. But, look, this is weird thing about elections. It's a weird thing about leadership, right? You got to feel that person, that person that wants to lead, you got to feel like you trust them and you believe in them and you believe that what they say they're going to actually do their best to make happen. And I just don't get that sense with Elizabeth Warren, man. If I did get that sense, and I feel different. Like, look, Bernie's people, you know, Nina Turner, I like Nina Turner. I've interviewed Nina Turner a couple times. But if I felt that Elizabeth Warren was every bit as good as Bernie Sanders. If I felt that she would carry the torch and fight for us, I'd be supporting her much more. And if Nina had a problem, she'd just have a problem with it. But I don't feel that way. And what I'm telling you is I'm not compromised, and I'm not trying to get a job, and I don't work for any campaign. I'm just telling you, I just don't feel that Elizabeth Warren is going to go to the war for us. And you need somebody that's going to go to war for you. So, and TYT is supposed to go to war for you on media. You can't call yourself the home of the progressives and then you support a candidate that says you'll take big money when you got this thing called the Wolf Pack, which is against getting money out of politics, and the candidate that you and Emma Vigeland are propping up says she'll take big money. How does that make sense? One of these things does not belong here. Maybe you are not the place for progressives. Maybe you're the place for progressives. And maybe you're full of it. But I'm going to go to the next call. Thank you so much, caller, for your input tonight. I appreciate you. Let me back this up. I hope my volume's up loud enough for my callers, man. Someone said, Tim, you got to work on the call volume. Everybody's got a different volume, but I'm going to try to make everybody speak up. Speak up clearly and loudly, guys, because people want to hear you. When you call up to the show, they really want to hear you, guys. So do that for me, please. 917, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Tim, hey, it's Kennedy from Brooklyn. How's it going?
What's up, Kennedy, man? Talk to me. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I'm just going to give my synopsis on a few topics that have been going through the news cycle this past week. One is Beto trying to relaunch his flailing campaign. So gross. He's really trying to, rebrand himself as like a fighting force, and he's, out there against Trump, and he's going to go against Trump. And the fact that, it's kind of transparent that he is being opportunistic and leveraging off of the death of a lot of innocent people, it's disgusting, and he should be ashamed. And when people are like, oh, we should run for senator, I'm like, no, he shouldn't even be in politics. He should just be a house husband. He's like a billionaire heiress's husband. Just stay kept. Just be a dad. Take your dog for a walk. Anyway, sorry. Then Mayor Pete, we have to keep our eye on Sneaky Pete. This past week, he's the first one out there courting superdelegates. So if anybody thinks, oh, Pete is so great, no, he's already looking to subvert democracy by going behind all of our backs and getting superdelegates to potentially vote him in a contested convention because he's trying to, be sneaky. So anybody who is buying the, apple pie BS package that he's trying to sell, wake up and smell the coffee. He's a sneak. He is establishment. He's a shill. Look out. Yeah, I'm just putting out the warning right now. So whoever hasn't noticed, they need to notice now. With the wingding, it really undermines mainstream media when they say Bernie didn't talk to anybody at the wingding. He barely looked up and he was grouchy. Meanwhile, photo evidence shows him out there talking to like thousands and thousands of people. It looks epic when you look at the actual pictures from people who were there. It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, mainstream media, they portray it like, womp, womp. He walked through and ate a corn dog. So it only helps Trump when Trump's like, fake news, because they're being fake, and it legitimizes Trump, which they're propping up, So enough with that. And then the last thing I was going to mention was Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell is seen in In-N-Out Burger, and she's reading a book on the CIA about the lives and deaths of CIA agents. And I'm just like, wow, what a big middle finger to the intelligence community that she's like at In-N-Out, kind of suggesting, oh, he was in jail, now he's out. She's got her big middle finger, like eating, like she has no cares in the world. Meanwhile, they couldn't find her. Where in the world is she? Nobody knows where she is. Meanwhile, she's at In-N-Out Burger. Like, they can't track her phone, the NSA. They don't know how to ping her and figure out where she is. So the fact that she's not in custody, it speaks volumes to the two-tier government that we have, and how if you're wealthy and powerful, you can get away with murder or rape or, just illicit horrible things. So, and on my parting words, with all of those revelations, I hate saying this, but I don't want to be a quote-unquote conspiracy theorist, but when they're about to reveal Epstein's black book and unseal those records, wow, there's 2 mass shootings within a couple of hours, within a weekend, and everybody's suddenly talking about a shooting as opposed to what was about to be revealed about powerful people in government and entertainment, and they switched the conversation on us. And whenever something big happens, you have to look at what we're not talking about. So that's what I tend to do, and I know you have an intelligent crew of people who watch and listen. So yeah, we're all smart. We know what to look for when something is like when they're shaking something shiny over here. You have to look behind the other hand and see what they're actually up to. And again, as always, thank you for giving us the space to share and to commiserate and to see, check in with each other and say, hey, we're not blind, we're not stupid. They can't fool us all. They can fool some of us. They can't fool us all. We're here together. And thank you, Tim, for giving us the space to, to share and to be real and keep things honest. So onward and upward, and much success to you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, Kennedy, for the well wishes, man, and for the comments. Great stuff, man. Nothing to add there, man. Thank you. Let's move on. 917. 917, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, Tim Black. It's your boy KJ, Bed-Stuy.
KJ, what's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. It's been a while. I've been super, super busy taking care of business here in Manhattan and New York, and just wanted to, give you a call. It's been a while, like I said. I mean, to be honest with you, I really haven't called in the past couple of weeks because it's been pretty much summertime status quo, as far as the BS that is the news, and the media, aside from obviously the eventful, quote unquote, suicide of Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it blows my mind how quick the media, all media, even Fox News, jumped on it's a suicide. Yeah. Like, before even the coroner report, which just came out today, technically. But it's so just funny how everybody just all jumped on it was suicide train. Okay, case closed. Nothing to see here, folks. Yep. Meanwhile, I mean, there was like a series of blunders just alone. First, people don't realize is MCC, one of the most heavy-duty places on this planet as far as being locked down. That's where they hold El Chapo, okay? So if El Chapo ain't killing himself and ain't escaping, which he's very good at, then there's no way in hell that, scrawny old Jeffrey Epstein was going to be able to, pull off the suicide as they want everyone to believe. Now, not to say that it's not possible that he did kill himself, but now that the coroner report came out and they proved that he had bones broken in his neck, that it's impossible to have broken those bones by strangulation from a bed sheet, especially from a 4-foot-tall bunk bed. So just on that level, it's hysterical. And then the comedy of errors, the guards were asleep, the guard was replaced, he wasn't the regular guy, his roommate out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, all of these things. And yet the media just says, okay, it's a suicide. That's what they said. Great, no problem. I mean, the fact that last Friday evening, the documents were released, basically linking him to about 280 top people throughout the world. Khashoggi, Bill Clinton, Andrew. Oh, that would have been a big one right there. That was the one, to be honest with you. I think ultimately, forget everyone else. It was Prince Andrew that the last thing they wanted was the truth getting out on that cat. because that cat is dirty. And a lot of these guys, they're doing some dirty business. But, this goes back, and this is even a part of the Catholic Church and all the scandals that you see and we've witnessed throughout our lifetime with children being molested, whether it's priests, even nuns. I mean, this goes back in history, way back. Like we all remember growing up, we remember stories about human sacrifice. Well, they didn't tell you what they did to the kid before they sacrificed it. Leave that part out. But and so this has been going on for centuries throughout our history of people that have run this world. And whether they believe they get some power from having sex with children or the blood or whatever, who knows what they do. It's the dark side. And the fact that guy, whether he killed himself or he was taken out, it was a joke. It had to happen. They had to just shut this guy up. They had to silence this guy because that would open up a can of whoop ass on this world. You want to talk about people being up in arms about a Me Too movement and, some, guy, he grabbed my tit in 1978? Oh, no. Hell no. They would have never been able to handle the backlash that would have occurred if he started ratting out the people that he was involved with. So, politics is one thing, but, these are the real dark, deep issues that affect our entire planet. And this is, like I say, this is some dark side evil shit, Tim. And it's just another fine example of, I always say believe half of what your own eyes see and 10% of what you read and hear. And I think then you'll be not so pissed off at the reality of what's really going on in the world, brother. But don't want to take up too much more of your time. Just want to talk about my feelings on, the Epstein thing. I mean, the guy was a pedophile pimp for the rich and famous, basically. And everyone's known that for decades. It's a sick, sick world we're in, but all is being revealed, brother. And in due time, everyone has to, fess up and meet their maker in the end. So whatever dirty stuff you pull on this planet and you think you're cute and getting away with it, eventually you go to pay the piper. And the devil always gets his due when you go to the dark side.
Amen.
Take care, brother. Have a good night.
You too, KJ, man. I appreciate it, man. I tell you, man, it's horrific. It really is, brother. It really is. And, that's the thing about Epstein is that some people think that this is like a one-guy operation, like this guy, Dude, why you think he had an island? He had friends come over. He had an island. He had friends come over. Hey, I'm the guy with the parties. Yeah, and you're right, KJ. When they were like, it was apparent suicide. Apparently it was a suicide. That's it. Nothing to see here. Get out of here. I'm going to run with that one. That's what it is. Like, that to me was the most glaring piece of evidence right there that there was something more to it. So, I'm going to keep it moving, man. 617, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, it's Ben out front from Massachusetts. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind, Ben?
I can't believe I'm actually on. Hey, I'm a faux progressive. I believe in Medicare for some, lower taxes for the wealthy, so I can trickle down on me. And I just want to say I appreciate what you're doing.
Hey, thanks, brother.
Hey, I know we're short on time. I love what you do so much that I can't believe you have this toll-free number. You could definitely command a 900 number for what you do.
Wow. Thank you,
Speaking
brother.
of that, when I called in, it said I was calling Iowa. Are you really in Iowa?
No, man, it's just the phone service is in. I thought it was in California. What is it? I thought it was a 319 is a California number, right?
Oh, it said Iowa on my.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's virtual. It's an online service. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking I'm learning more about your show and
man,
what you do and stuff. But yeah, that all those. Do you remember that series of coin flips in the Iowa caucus with Hillary getting those
Barbara
delegates,
Boxer?
I believe.
Yes, sir.
Those coin flips are like a lot like the. I'm not saying Clintons did the Jeffrey Epstein thing, because it could have been anyone. But like, I haven't seen like that many coincidences line up since those coin flips, where it was like 15 coin flips in a row. So keeping it moving, I've been listening to you since probably only like 3 months now, but I really enjoyed it, and I love your take on stuff. And I know you're kind of leaning towards Bernie Sanders, but I'm wondering, when are you going to come out and kind of scream it from the mountaintops that you are fully on endorsing Senator Bernie Sanders for the next president?
I already did, man. I did a show a couple of weeks ago where I came out, man. I think he was catching heat for something. I said, you know what, now's a good time to come out. I still support Tulsi in a lot of ways, but Bernie's my guy. I'm running with Bernie, man. And, I've totally endorsed Bernie Sanders for president.
Awesome. Okay, good. Like I said, I've been watching and stuff, and I've been kind of like just trying to see that kind of keyword there. I've been hearing some rumbling lately about Stacey Abrams, like a potential VP for whoever. And then like it reminds me of when they just kind of like threw Tim Kaine on us, like when it was Hillary versus Trump, and I'm like, well, at least like make Bernie your VP, and I'll support you, even though I hate you, but like, I'll support you if you make Bernie your VP. And I get it, like they're not really compatible and stuff. But then you come in and like get Tim Kaine, like that was just terrible. Like, what's wrong with these people? Why aren't they going to just team up and demolish Joe Biden? As much as you don't like Warren, like a Sanders Warren ticket or a Sanders Tulsi ticket would have so many people across the country all in. So like, what do you see playing out in like the VP lane?
Oh, man, wow. That's a good question, man. I'm about to leave it there to kind of move on. I'll try to answer it. Don't get me wrong, like, if Bernie chose if Sanders chose Elizabeth Warren as his VP, let's just say that's hypothetical. Gosh, I don't know, man. I'd rather he didn't. How can I say I'd rather he didn't? But I do believe that Elizabeth Warren has more credibility than some, like, than Kamala Harris or Pete Buttigieg or Beto O'Rourke, So yeah, in that regard. But I would much rather see Tulsi Gabbard. But also people like Tulsi Gabbard be great at State Department. I just think Tulsi Gabbard's got such a long career in front of her. A lot of people misinterpret my support for Bernie. Tulsi's not even 40 yet, man. She's gonna be here a while, and she's growing on the national stage. So that's what I think about it, man. I've never really thought about what would I think about a Bernie, a Warren ticket. I just don't trust Elizabeth Warren. But yeah, 828, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 828.
Hi, Tim. It's Maggie. I wanted to weigh in on the Epstein stuff.
Sure.
Because I know we've talked a lot about it, but I used to be a psych nurse in prison, so I'm pretty fascinated by the whole thing. And it's the general consensus in the chat room that he did not off himself. Somebody offed him. So, what I would like to focus on I think that we need to not forget about the victims, because I think that what we've seen in the media in terms of victims is just kind of the mild side of it. I think this goes deep, and it's pretty dark stuff. And one of the people that was a victim that lives in Australia now, I think you've probably seen her on TV, and the one that went to Thailand and then decided to not go back. Well, part of that interview that they usually don't show is the part where Maxwell approaches her and asks her if she would like to get pregnant and have a baby, but the baby would be theirs and not hers. And that, to me, I know about the eugenics things in New Mexico, but that makes me think that how many other girls, there were hundreds of girls, so how many other girls got that kind of offer, and how many of them took them up on it? And is there some kind of MK Ultra thing going on out there? I just think that there's more to it, and I think that they need to go beyond Epstein and see what's going on.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the phone call, and not, I don't know. I really have no idea, but I'm glad feel free to voice your opinion here. That's what we're doing. And yeah, a lot of people are right. A lot of people don't think that he offed himself. That he had help if he's in fact dead, and that's what they believe, and they have a reason to believe that. There's strong evidence to suggest it. KJ said he had bones broken in his neck. I was just joking about broken bones. Like, who breaks bones by hanging himself? I don't know. But okay, we're moving on. I got an international call here, 1614. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, Tim Black.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
It's your boy Alvin from all the way from Australia.
That's it, man. What's on your mind, Alvin?
Yeah, so many news this week. Too many to pick from. One was when you made fun of Chris Cuomo and the Fredo comment. And I just want to say, as a black man in a predominantly white country, if you freak out like that, trust me, there'll be no mistaking it. So, I understand what he's talking about. And to compare it to the N-word, no, that was even stranger. But anyway, to the rest of the news this week. Well, as usual, the media saying that Sanders did not do this, did not do that. Then again, on top of all that, when he pushed back, he's setting a dangerous precedent. And comparing him to Trump, his supporters to Trump, the usual thing. I'm just wondering, do they really think most people are stupid and not see what they're doing? I don't understand. I say it's getting up to the point I'm almost not trusting media at all, and I'm almost kind of agreeing with Trump. So I don't know. And when you now look at all his policies and how they keep on demonizing all his policies, that's I mean, Bernie Sanders, all his policies, left, right, and center. I'm like, if you could just look it online, it's clear. So what are they trying to do? Anyway, that's my comment. I don't know. What do you think this week? Has it not been a crazy week, Tim?
Yes, it has, brother. It's definitely been a crazy week, and you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, and again, one last thing. Of the Joe Rogan interview, it's at 9 million now.
Wow. Yeah. But he shouldn't have done it though, man,
Anyway,
because he shouldn't have wanted to go on that platform, man. It was a bad move, don't you think?
Well, 9 million people disagree with you. Take care, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You take care too, man. Have a great weekend. Yeah, man, 9 million. Look, man, if I could just reach like 5 million people at one time, hell, if I could reach 1 million people at one time and say, look, my name is Tim Black. I do news, politics, culture. I talk about things that's going on in our world. Tune in to me. I'm not paid by any of these big news organizations. We keep it real. We tell you the truth, even if it hurts. Watch my show. I'd be so happy to get that opportunity to say that and to tell them where to find me. I wouldn't even, I'd be just glad to get 2 minutes to say that. Bernie had an hour to talk about his campaign. It's been viewed by 9 million people. You heard my man from Australia. And you telling me you say that's a bad idea. See, they're not even, they don't even want, see, it's not that they want you to win. They want the person they want to win. They don't want They don't want people to become informed. They want their narratives to be spread, and they want to control the conversation. They can't control the conversation if Bernie goes outside the system. That's the problem. That is a threat to the system. All right, I'm going to keep it moving to the next call. I got a 407 number. 407, you're live for the Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, hey, Tim. This is Mouse, and as you said, my comment is, well, why should the Democrats care if Bernie goes on Rogan? Hillary herself said Bernie isn't a Democrat, and as you said, they just want to control their narrative, and that's my comment.
Well, that was a damn good comment, brother, and you're absolutely right. And as you say, Bernie's not a Democrat. You know what? I don't think most Americans, not most Americans, care about the name of the parties. They care about what you say you're going to do for them and what you're going to change in their lives. That's what matters. Hillary's an idiot. That's why she's not the president right now. She's antiquated in her thinking. And these people that think that America's going to readjust and realign itself and go back in the day and everything's going to course correct now that, suddenly that's what's going to happen. No, the world has ever changed. We elected a reality TV show star host. If that doesn't tell you that America was sick and tired of business as usual, what else do you need to happen? For us to elect a dog or a cat to president? I mean, what else? What other thing needs to happen for you to realize, hey, things are different? But still they'll wheel out these losers, these egghead bastards, these liars. Nate Silver still come out. Oh, I was looking at my clipboard and blah 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 blah. All right, we're gonna keep it moving, man. Thank you for your phone call, Mouse. 239. 239, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? I can't hear you, 239. 239, you're live. Something's going on with your phone, 239. I hear something, but I don't hear you, so I'll try to come back. 734, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, somebody trying.
What's up, man? What's on your mind? Yes, I do.
All right, not much, man. I was calling in to say what's up, and well, I seen your girl Elizabeth Warren. I ain't even call her your girl for real, but I think she's trying to get her native vote back again today. She's doing PR. She's in PR mode. So I guess she had dropped some plan, policy. She's a policy queen about trying to go back to the native lands and make sure that they're okay, and just trying to look at all the damages that was done to them and all of this horrible stuff that is honestly true. But I just find it ironic that she has this energy right here. But when she was on the Breakfast Club a few months ago and she was questioned about reparations, she was dancing around it and, oh, we don't know exactly. And I heard these people think this and these people think that. So we all just need to sit down. And she didn't want to address that, hey, look, these people were done wrong, and period. Anything that has to do with reparations has to have some type of economic package tied to it. So, yes, I believe in reparations, and I believe we need to study it. No, it was none of that. She was just dancing around. So I just find that kind of funny, and I don't think it's going to work to help get her the Native American vote. Like, that's just going to blow up in her face. And the next thing is I want to try to compare her and Jay-Z basically to both being sellouts, because Jay-Z sold us out basically telling Travis Scott not to perform, and, the NFL ain't for us, and I'm with Kaepernick. So then all of a sudden you pop out talking about hey, we past kneeling. No, brother, we're never going to be past kneeling. Colin Kaepernick still doesn't have a job. The NFL still doesn't acknowledge what they did to him, and they're still doing it to him. So here you come basically saying, hey, they let me choose the entertainment, and my artists at Rock Nation are going to get to perform now, so we past kneeling. We will never be past kneeling, and I think we're past you now. And he's basically a sellout, just like Elizabeth Warren. She called herself a progressive, but we know she's going to take corporate money. We know she's going to turn her back on Bernie the first chance she gets. So, like, no, they're both sellouts. So I think this week is about sellouts. It's about Elizabeth Warren, and it's about Jay-Z. Now, the last thing I want to say is we all know that Epstein was killed. We know that the red did it and the blue did it. It wasn't just one person. And one day this man gave up the most powerful attorney general. He wasn't an attorney general. He gave up one of the most powerful legal people in the system that everybody messed with. He gave up a prince. He gave one of the head princes. He gave up one of the top governors. He gave up people I can't even remember in one day, in one sitting. They all knew after that day, like, look, this brother is gone. We got to get him, and we're going to get him now. And they got him. Like, if you believe that this man could kill himself in a cell, where I heard what the security lady who you talked to said, I guess they were paper sheets, paper clothes or whatever. If you think this man could hang himself, strangle himself long enough to break bones in your neck, I just don't know what to tell you. You're part of the reason why we're in the system. You believe everything people tell you. You believe anything a politician tell you. Now, the next thing before I get off this phone, I got to say, one of the callers said he was asking a VP question, like, oh, could you see Bernie picking Elizabeth Warren as his VP? Dude, you won't see Bernie pick Elizabeth Warren as his VP for the same reason you won't see any other presidential person pick Hillary Clinton as their VP. Because you're going to wake up in a cell with the bones in your throat broke, and everybody talking about you did it for suicide. That's why. But I'm out, Tim.
Give it up for this caller, man. I appreciate it, man. That was entertaining, man. Wow. Elizabeth Warren, first of all, I had no idea that she was running around talking about she supports Native American people. I'd like to know where she was with No Dapper when we were actually needing her to be supportive of Native American people when they were getting the land run through by corporations and equity transfer, this big, humongous conglomerate that was putting at risk land for these people to live on. Where were you then? Coward. Elizabeth the Coward Warren. So, yeah. But she needs to work at a government agency and just, work on legislation or something. You know? That's it. You know? I don't know. But, yeah. And about Epstein, there are people who believe whatever's told to them, but there are a lot of other people who are very skeptical. I think most people are very skeptical. It's just they're not always given all the facts to be skeptical. Because if you let an MSNBC or CNN tell a story, they leave out so much stuff. Like, you're right, he was implicating people. Like I said in the tweet, man, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, on Real Tim Black on Twitter. I said, look, if you were in the hood and you were going to turn state evidence against some people, and those people could get to you, and you ended up dead, no one would call us a conspiracy theorist for saying, hey, we think the people that you were telling on offed you. No one would say we were crazy or we watched too much or whatever. They would just be like, yeah, that makes sense. But it's only when it's rich and powerful people that they try to come up and going to smear us for even having a conversation. So, yeah, man, I appreciate the phone call, and that was good. That was good. 917. Oh, my 917 is gone? What happened there? 804? Yeah. 804, you live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey, what's up?
What's up, Tim? How you doing, man? This is Deshaun, man. I'm from Richmond.
That's what's
All
up.
right, so my comment is, Mr. O'Rourke, please stop it. Just cut it out. Secondly, Mayor Booty Sweat, Booty Edge, whatever his name is. I always knew he was kind of sneaky. Now, for my gay people in the LG, it's not because he's gay. It's just because I just know he's sneaky. It's like something in his eyes that just tell me, when I look at this dude, I know I can't trust him. But yeah, that's all I had to say, man.
God, man. Call my man Booty Stink or something, man. Look, so I understand what you're talking about with Pete. One of the things I do, right, early on when I first started hearing his speeches, I started taking notes as he was talking, and then I realized something, bruh. He doesn't say anything. Like, he really doesn't say anything. He'll say something like, he'll say the same thing like 4 different ways. And people think it means he's intelligent. But really, he hasn't really said anything. Is it hot outside? Well, yeah. Well, the weather was increasingly, it was very warm and there was a lot of humidity, and it appeared to be, there were people who were fanning themselves, and there were fans, and there was electricity running to generate AC, and you could tell that he just takes a long time to say, yeah, man, it's hot as hell. And that's what he does. But people are enamored. They're impressed with a guy just because he can talk well or he can talk fast. To me, he's nothing but Ben Shapiro for the left, which is just a guy who talks fast for the right, who doesn't say anything. So I appreciate that. I agree with you. It has nothing to do with his orientation. It has to do with him just being to me, just a propped up person who takes money from him. We were talking about that on the show about all the money he's taking. Now he's going for the super delegates. Like, dude, like, try to win votes. Try to win votes. Like, get votes. Stop trying to buy our elections, you jackass. Anyway, I'm going to the next call. That was my 804. That was quick, man. He got in and got out. 218. 218 number, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you? My name is Mike, and I'm from Minnesota. I just wanted to comment on the Epstein stuff. Did you guys cover that the Zorro Trust connection?
No Zorro Trust. I haven't heard that mentioned yet.
Okay. He ran Jeffrey Epstein. This is crazy. There's unreal connections to this. It has the potential to just explode, but I don't think it's going to happen because they're tamping down quite hard, obviously. Zorro Trust, I don't know much about it, but Jeffrey Epstein was heading it in the early 2000s, or late 2000s, like 2009. And this was supposedly just like a day or two before he was going to prison for that easy stint he had for a year where he had his own, he had like his own, basically hired his own security and served the time. He was like released every day for 12 hours to go do his pedoing. I guess he continued abusing that whole time too. But Zorro Trust was one of these very kind of shady organizations, and Jeffrey Epstein was heading it. And a couple days before he was going to prison for that first stint, he picked up a cool $30 million check from the Oklahoma Powerball. Oklahoma Powerball just so happened to have a technical difficulty on that drawing. Normally they publicize or they broadcast the drawings live. There was a technical difficulty, and they couldn't do that on that drawing, so they had to do the drawing later under audit. And it just so happened that Zorro Trust won that Powerball. It was $89 million, but they decided to just take the lump sum for about $30 million.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. It just so happens that 2 years before, that same Powerball was won by some other trust, just coincidentally. I think these trusts are kind of a shady thing. How about you? The other thing I was going to say is that, it's been brushed over, but that Acosta was, he was quoted as straight up saying, hey, he was asked, and this was before the heat was really on. He was asked, I think it was when he was being considered for AG, he was asked, is this kind of in passing, not like, hey, are you, he wasn't being grilled about this. He just was asked in passing, hey, is this Epstein thing going to cause any problems for you or issues for you? And he replied, no. I'm paraphrasing here. No, it's not a big deal. It's above my pay grade. He is in intelligence, or is an intelligence connection, or person. So he stated right there that this guy he's a made guy. He's got connections. He was in intelligence. He was either in our own intelligence services, or he was connected to another intelligence service. That's been established now. Acosta would know. And also, this title thing goes back a long time. I don't know. I'm sure everybody is, or maybe nobody has, but this has been almost breaking on so many different occasions. At first, it started breaking on that, like in the 80s or the 90s when that documentary came out. So I can't remember the name of this documentary, but it was about a Republican fundraiser who was getting a lot of money and making a lot of connections with these organizations that had access to kids. The documentary was going to air, and then it was blacklisted. It was going to be broadcast on PBS, and it was blacklisted. And then it also came out almost with the UK. It's a number of times it's kind of surfaced, but then just gone away. Well, this program is old. The program is very old. It's a way that they use to make people, go along. Because once they had them in a room with a kid with a couple pictures, there was no choice.
Wow.
But the program has totally morphed, and it just so happens that Roy Cohn, Trump's mentor, was at the head of that program for a while. He was running this program where there was basically the intent was to get people of power or people that had, up and comers, industry leaders, whoever, people that had power, get them in this program, because once they had them in there, there was, it was like a blackmail program, and they could get them, they could control them.
All right, brother. I got to leave it there, man. I got to move on to the next call, but thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. 843, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? (843) You're live, 843.
Oh, hey, Tim.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
It's just Autumn. How are you?
Hey, Autumn. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, yeah. Hell to the no to Pocahontas, definitely. And then I wanted to touch on the Epstein thing. You know what, Tim? Until I see the body, I don't believe he's dead. I just don't. He's probably, after the first suicide attempt, they probably switched him out, put someone in there, drugged him, and he's probably on a beach somewhere. He probably did facial reconstruction surgery. He's probably surrounded by a bunch of 13-year-olds. It's just too fishy, everything. And Barr, A.G. Barr, his father hired Epstein to teach at the Dalton School, the elite school in New York, even though Epstein didn't even have a degree. They're just all too connected. And then they hired this private pathologist as a consultant in the Epstein case, this guy named Dr. Michael Baden, and this guy also had roles in the O.J. Simpson case, JFK, MLK, and that little girl that was killed, the little beauty queen girl.
John Bay Ramsey.
John Bonet, yeah, her. Yep. Yeah, so it's just like, I just don't believe it. And then apparently his body was picked up by his associates. It's just too crazy.
Wow.
But anyway, I also wanted to say I thought you did a great video on Marsha Fudge. Oh my God. She's in a vote for Kamala because she's an African American woman. She ain't African American. She is Jamaican Indian. I think ADOS would have a huge problem with that categorization, aside from all her other issues. And then finally, I was glad your caller from think it was Australia, was talking about when Bernie went on the Rogan show, because I think all of us, the Wolf Pack, we should start hammering Rogan with tweets asking to get Tim Black on the show. So we need to get you on that show. But anyway, I just want to call, give you my thoughts, and have a nice weekend.
You have a nice weekend too, Autumn. Glad to hear from you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just get him. Get Rogan to get me on the show, man. There's a form you fill out. I filled it out months ago. They get so many requests to come on that show, and of course I will go on the show, but I've stopped having my hopes up about going on. You know, they've had Jimmy Dore on, they've had Lee Camp on, they've had Kyle Kalinske on. You know, all people who have been on my show and I've been on theirs, but for some reason they don't know who I am. I guess I don't know, man. But no one owes you an opportunity. So it's his platform. He brings on who he wants. That's what it is. So anyway. All right. 250. 250, you live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, Tim Black. Tim Black, my man. What's going on, brother?
What up?
Yo, my friend. I think our major problem here is we need to understand who our allies are. The shit libs are not our friends. If you know what I'm saying. We need solidarity here. I think we can probably find more common ground with people who are, they think they're conservatives, but they're not really. They believe in the same things we do. Medicare for all, things like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not feeling that? Okay, I'm feeling you're not feeling that. And, dude, I'm seriously not a conservative in any way, shape, or form. I want solidarity between working people. And labels being put on people, I feel are not beneficial. I know I'm super off topic here. We're talking about Epstein and all this kind of like stuff like that, but
it's all good,
that's
man.
not where I'm going here.
It's all good.
Okay, well, I guess the question everyone wants to know is, do you have a crush? I know you dealt with it on Twitter, but
no.
Do you have the crush, man?
No, I'm all good, brother. I'm all good, man. That guy's... I feel bad for that guy.
No shit.
He walked into a buzzsaw, man.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That was pretty entertaining, actually. So I guess I want to go in this direction more, which is probably going to be slightly unpopular here, potentially, because anyone listening to you is probably pretty progressive. But what are we going to do when they cheat Bernie this time? Like, what are we actually going to do? Are we going to just take it again, or are we going to do something about it? Looking for a response here. Right, I'm done my monologue, so I'm asking what you think that we should do as progressive people when we are denied our probably last chance at saving the world.
I think we should
lay down, or are we going to do something?
All right, man. Thank you for the phone call. One of my pet peeves is when people call the show and they really don't have anything to say, and they just ask me a bunch of questions, like they're interviewing me. I hate that, guys. I really hate it. Call the show if you got something to say. It's Freedom Friday. It's an opportunity for you to talk about what you think. Don't call up and say, Tim, what do you think? I just talked for 45 minutes nonstop. It's on you. Have something that you feel strongly about. I don't even have to agree with you, but it's your time to talk. So do it. Use your time, you know? But don't do what this guy just did. I hate that shit. That's horrible. What are we going to do? What do I think we should do if Bernie's cheated? How is that a what do you think we should do? How am I any different than you? What do you think we should do? Fuckhead. What should we do? You tell me what we should do. I know what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't call up shows that have the opportunity to that reaches thousands of people. Thousands of people are going to watch this and hear this. And hear you ask me that question. When you had time, it's your question. You could have had an answer for it. Why didn't you have an answer for it? It's your question. You're going out on Stitcher Radio, Blog Talk Radio, and iTunes. You're going out on Periscope and YouTube and Facebook all at one time. 6 platforms. You don't have to spend any money to reach thousands of people in one shot. And your ideas, your big fat ideas, I'm going to ask Tim Black a question that I could have came up with an idea myself. It's just lazy as fuck. Don't do it, man. All right, I'm going to the next call. Come on, man. 907, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
It's the old lady. Hi, guys. And yeah, that was a punk thing to be doing. And I'll say that to him. If I could do it face to face, me in my old wheelchair, we'd do it face to face. You're a punk. All right, here's what I would do. I'm not into what's been happening this week because, number one, it's all a distraction. I'm going to take us back for a second as fast as I can. We all got to remember that Clinton won over 3 million votes. It was the Electoral College that said no. Okay? That tells us what? If she had 10 million votes, it still had gone for Trump. Why would they go for Trump? So that the Democratic and Republican Party, which happens to be private corporations, are married to each other, people. They take the same donor money, and now the Koch brothers are actually backing both parties. So when the big boys are now into the game playing both sides against the middle, that's when you damn well know this game they played with, it's going to go, the super delegates are only going to stay out of it till the second round. Well, what did we get? 20,000 people running for president against Bernie. Now we've got a nice plant in there from the HRC side, and that's Warren. And she's doing the progressive talk right now, but of course she's going to take the money later, said out of her own mouth. Mm-hmm. So what's that tell you? We're all snot. None of us are in kindergarten here now. We have no two-party system. We are people who live in a multinational corporation. So there are many nations that have their money on our corporation, their corporations that get our money, but also get freebie taxes, all the goodies. We all know the goodies they get. Don't need to waste my breath on that. The problem here is that we have Warren's going to make this go to a second to the second vote on the delegates. They are going to pick her. She's going to lose. And we are going to get Trump. The reason why? Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's been saying the exact same words HRC said. What did HRC say? It was very famous. Medicare for all will never happen. Pelosi, Medicare has been blocking that, blocking the Green New Deal, knocking down on the 4 unbought, they call them whatever they call them now, the 4 young Justice Democrat people. Okay?
The squad. This
is a bot system. They don't want it to change. So by getting Trump again, they can blame the oogly boogly bad man for all of the things that are going to be good for their shared donors and shittier for us. And great for the countries like Israel and the countries like Saudi Arabia. So they place a boogeyman of Russia, which, by the way, has a GDP lesser than Texas. Okay? So to answer dumbass, what do we do when we get cheated again? We get our fat asses, our old asses, and our young asses, and our American asses into the streets by the millions in every damn state we have, and we don't move. We don't move. We call out the bullshit. We all know that MSM lies to everybody across the board. They play the game. It's an old game of pitting each other against one another, so we're too busy fighting to pay attention. Then we get smatterings of nothing but all of this crazy crap that keeps going around like a stew, that's all what we're going to call in about when our fucking country and our world is burning down. We're sitting at a table while the house is burning. Get the hell out of the house. Get on the streets and say, hey, check it out. We know who you are, but there are 600 and some odd millions of us, and there's only a few you people. You get your money, you get your countries out of our nation, and since when does Israel tell my country what I can say under the Constitution when it comes to BDS or any other nation? So that's my words on it. And the punk, if he can't say what he has to say, I'll say what I will. And I'm going to tell you that I love y'all. Good night. And hey, if you don't hear from me, I'm up in there somewhere in the universe going, if you guys don't get up off your butts, I'm kicking all of your butts. I love you people. I really do.
We love you back, Laura. Thank you.
You're the best.
You're the best too, Laura.
For all you do.
Thank you for what you do, Laura. Thank you so much. Yeah, that guy called up, man. He's not willing to get out in the streets. He's not willing to fight for it. Or he would have said it like you said it. What are you going to do if they cheat us again? I don't know. What do you think we should do? Yellow vest, mofo. Three, 4, 3. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim Black is your friend from Kingston, Ontario, Patrick Sagan. How you doing today, Tim?
Hey, Pat, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is Mr. Sellout Jay-Z. I'm very disappointed in him in turning his back on Colin Kaepernick. I am no longer an NFL fan because of the Colin Kaepernick situation, and also, too, because I support, the Black Lives Matter movement against the NFL and the patriotism, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And it just reminds me that there's so many rappers that sell out to other, big corporations. For example, Kanye West is another sellout. He sold out everybody to Trump, and I don't want to be a racist towards him, but it just seems that money attracts people in disingenuous ways, and I just despise that, because when I used to love rap and hip-hop back in the mid-'90s, late 90s, and early 2000s when rap was good, one of the CDs that I used to own was the 1 Million Strong album, and that was the protest in the mid-'90s, and if I remember, it was 1 million black people that rose up against the prison industrial complex, the cops in America. And I remember my history, and I've been reading it up, and I was like, I listened to Tupac, I listened to Biggie, I listened to the Alcoholics, I listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony, I used to listen to Public Enemy. Those people, including Immoral Technique, Poor Righteous Teachers, what's his name there, KRS-One, those rappers had a mission to tell the truth about war, tell the truth about the police, and tell the truth about what America stands for. And what I listen to you daily on your show is the Black Progressive Movement. And it just, I kind of figured that out since, like, Jay-Z with Beyonce kind of like figured out that since now they're like a rich couple, they would sell their values out and not fight for the Black Progressive Movement, which is anti-police state, anti-military, anti-war, and it's a sad shame to see Jay-Z sell out for that, against Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick sacrificed it all, as I said, and I don't watch football because of his movement. I'd rather watch my own Canadian Football League in Canada than rather listen to what the NFL has, because it's a pro-cop, pro-war. So, it's just sad to see people's values lost in the mission of, like, good social justice. And unfortunately, like, good rappers, like Common, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, those rappers, Wu-Tang Clan, they had mission. They had, like, NWA was amazing. I still listen to NWA as a rap lover, and rap was one of my first things in Northern Ontario that I listened to, other than like pop. But it sucks that Jay-Z sold out his values, and But anyways, you have a good weekend, Tim. Oh, and I want to say one more thing about the privacy situation there with red flag laws and stuff that's going on because of what happened in El Paso and Dayton. Today, and I read this from antiwar.com, the Trump administration asked Congress to reauthorize NSA snooping on calls and texts, and that's the part of the red flag laws. For listening to conversations, your privacy, you lose it all. And essentially, if you say something against the corporate machine, example, war or the military industrial complex or any, like someone who's in power or like a cop, for example, they could snipe you just like that and arrest you just based on your speech, a thought crime. And that's Orwellian. Trump wants to do the same things that every other president wants to do, making sure that the populace is dumb, deaf, and dumb. And, good luck out there, and hopefully a progressive will be able to topple this corporate machine. And I'm just sick and tired of this corporate Dems, corporate Republicans, and including Mr. Donald Trump. And I don't have TDS to examine the situation on both ends because they're all two right-wing parties, as someone would say, and it's regular Republicans on both sides. And I'm just sick and tired of it because it's making my country in Canada into a right-wing nation again, and I don't want that to happen, especially with the SNC allowing the scandal with Trudeau. So, but anyways, keep on fighting the good fight there, Tim, and you take care of yourself and still speak truth to power on the Black Progressive Movement because, I got your back, good boy. Have a good night.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it, man, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed by Pat's rap, hip-hop history acumen. His brother said, poor righteous teachers, man. Say KRS-One, NWA, America's Most Wanted, Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. That was an epic album. Totally crystallized situation in South Central, police state, what he was dealing with as a young man. Epic. Tupac, Biggie, of course. But don't
60 seconds.
Names like Rakim rang out. Brand Nubian. These are all important names, man. All important, very much. X-Clan, Public Enemy, the great Chuck D. Wow, man, Pat, man. Respect, brother, respect. Stay black. 585. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's up, man? How you doing? What's on your mind tonight?
Yes, sir. Yeah, my name is Adrian. Basically, what I have on my mind today is I saw a clip after the last debates where a woman on CNN was talking about Elizabeth Warren, and basically she said that the difference between Elizabeth Warren
10 seconds.
and Bernie was that she's not a purist on Medicare for all. And I mean, my mouth just dropped when I was watching this clip, and she just basically was trying to sell Elizabeth Warren in that way. She's not a purist. She's better on Medicare for all because she's not like sticking, which is actually what Elizabeth Warren was saying at the beginning. She was like, there's many paths to Medicare for all, Medicare for America, Medicare to all these other neoliberal, clones. So I think that people who are in between Bernie and Elizabeth should really understand that Bernie is miles apart from Elizabeth Warren when it comes to the progressive movement and staying true to the values and not wanting to compromise on that. And the last thing I want to say is basically, I think I just want to emphasize how important a ranked choice voting is. And I really hope that progressives take on, or maybe we need one progressive, like if there's a new Justice Democrat or somebody to just take on that mantle the same way that even love him or hate him, Andrew Yang took on UBI and made UBI a big thing, how Medicare for all was brought on by Bernie. Somebody needs to take on the mantle of ranked choice voting. I think that's one of the things right up there with getting money out of politics. We need to get ranked choice voting so it can take away from Republicans and Democrats the fact that they can say, oh, vote for me, I'm the lesser of two evils. Well, if we have ranked choice voting, we could vote for whoever we want and the most out there candidate, and then put for the second choice of the standard Democrat or standard, whoever comes afterwards. So that's my 2 cents. And keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate the phone call, man. And good call about the ranked choice voting, man. I talked a lot about that in 2015, 2016, man. Jill Stein, I had her on the show a number of times. I had a Jamal Baraka on the show from the Green Party, and Jamal Baraka, I'm still in contact with him. And recently, Kevin Ronka of the Right Brain Studios, we were talking about Jill Stein, and that was one of their main issues, man. The platform planks in their campaigns, man, and it just makes sense. It takes the fear and trepidation out of the whole situation. Like people like, oh no, I don't want to vote for this person. I don't know if they're going to win. Well, who's your number 2? Oh, number 2. I get it. Yeah, you get more than one choice. You get to rank people. Oh, so now I can get out of the lesser of two evils bull crap. Oh, cool. So yeah, Adrian, I appreciate you, man, for bringing that up. And you're right. We need somebody to champion it. Good point, bro. I'm going to go next call. 815. 815, you're live, Freedom Friday. 815, you're live. Let's try 608.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hi Tim. I enjoy listening to you. My name's Win. Just a couple of things. It is really amazing how Trump has kind of completely done an about face. He had a somewhat progressive agenda when he was campaigning, dismantling NATO, bringing back the troops, not getting into wars, calling out Bush as a criminal for the Iraq War, many, many things. And then this guy has just done an about face, but now I think he can actually feel himself sinking in the ratings. Yesterday at New Hampshire, I don't listen to it, but I just heard one part where he was actually almost begging people, saying, even if you don't like me, you have to vote for me because it'll be good for you. This is almost bordering on desperation. And I think there's enough people, both on the Republican side and the Democratic side, but especially the Democratic side, that are going to come out in droves in the next election. But also other old-fashioned Republicans who are just fed up with him. And he's pulled some stunts like, telling Israel that Golan Heights is theirs, as if it's his to give, and all these things about Jerusalem and all this. So this guy is, I think, this is the beginning of the end, as Winston Churchill used to say. Well, that's all I have to say, really.
Oh, Hey, man, I appreciate your phone call and good points as well. And, I heard the same thing about Trump. It sounded a little bit like Jeb Bush. Remember, Jeb Bush was giving a speech back, and he was doing something. It was a town hall, and he said something. He was like, please clap, please clap, please clap. And it was like, oh, God. This makes your stomach turn like, oh, God. Dude, you're groveling for claps? Oh, ugh. I don't know if Trump is really in that bad, in that bad a situation, but it doesn't look good when you're like, hey, you got to vote for me. You just got to. Because, even if you don't like me, you got to vote for me because I'm better than anything else you'd ever get. Like, it's not because I'm great or anything. I basically suck, but I'm better than that guy over there. Like, that's not how you won, Trump. That's the opposite of how you won. And you're right, he did run on a lot of progressive sounding. I mean, he was calling out John McCain and George W. Bush and Jeb Bush. He was calling out the swamp. I don't know how people don't say he betrayed him when he ran on draining the swamp. Instead, he went and brought a bunch of swamp creatures into his administration. So all of these right-wing people can just go right to hell. Because he lied, right? The new ones, it was like there were people who were on the right who weren't crazy, who were like, well, I like what Trump's doing. He says he's going to do this, he's going to do that, he's going to do that. Well, he didn't do that. That's not what he did. He didn't bring the troops home. He ran on it. You're not going to hold him accountable? You're not going to hold him accountable? All right, go next call. 360, you live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. It's Vicki from Washington State. So I just want to vent a little bit. They're going to have a public reading with some local Democratic politicians here of the Mueller report. It's 400 pages. It's going to take like 8 hours. So they're going to have a public reading, and then during the redacted portions, they're going to have live music. I mean, I swear to God, I feel like I'm like living in some kind of, it's crazy. It's like mass hysteria or something. I don't understand how people can just go, I mean, don't people know how to read anymore? It's available to everyone. I mean, anyway, that's all I have to say. So take care.
You take care too. That is crazy. Who's going to sit through that? Gosh, man. That's so horrific. God. 360. Hold up, was that 360? No, that was 6. No, that was 3. 509. Hold up. 352. 509. 509. Hey, 509. How you? Hey.
Is this hi Tim Black? How you doing?
I'm good.
This is Stacy. I'm from Washington too.
All right, well you're live. What's up, Stace?
We have 2 area codes up in here. Okay. Anyways, everybody was saying pretty much what I wanted to tag on or talk about, but I don't know. Mainly, I wanted to just say some stuff like about the Epstein, bullshit, BS. I can't believe how, literally how right out there, dirty laundry everywhere, all this stuff, and then they kill him, and then it's just insane. It's insane. And are you there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. And it is. It's insane. I can't believe they did it right in front of everybody. I mean, you would think they would just like hide it and pretend he's okay. And I don't know. It just seems so weird that they just, I don't know. It's just a big cover up to me. And then the other thing is that Bernie's going to win as long as we get out there and vote. as long as we tell or talk politics, not politics, talk policy rather than politics. Don't get in big fights with the Republican person. Just ask them what they really think is important and see where they're at. But we do need to talk to people. We need to get them to understand what the hell's going on. And also, there's no progressive. There's only Bernie. There is no other progressive. I don't care what anybody says. They can try all they want. They come on the little Bernie train at the very end after he got cheated and everything. And then they bitch about how he doesn't bitch enough to everybody about it. It's like, all I got to say is when you take something away from somebody and the powers that be that did it, you don't say shit. You just wait till your next chance till you can make it a big deal. And he's doing fine. He's going to win as long as people go out. And I think a lot of people are going to vote this time. I know the younger to vote like never before. It's going to be double time than from 2018. We did really good in 2018, waking people up. And, his policies they're badass, and everybody's trying to get on a Bernie train and act like Bernie. But good luck for that. They keep looking over at his paper, cheating all day long. And anyways, everybody peace and love you. And just vote, okay? Go out there and vote and get educated on what you're voting for. And I hate to say it, but this is crucial because Trump he's an idiot. He's the biggest idiot ever. I don't care what anybody says. Trump is an idiot. It's so obvious. We don't rake the forest. I was an arborist for 25 years. He's insane. He's an insane maniac. And he's also a racist, and he's a bigot, and we can go on. And he's more than that. He's even acting some of those parts out, probably. Isn't that weird? He acts out weird stuff. It's just bizarre. Anyways, that's all I got to say. Peace, and take care, and I love your show. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Stacy, for the phone call. Stacy does, I like it, man. She just knows what she wants to say. She just says it. 352, you live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Big Tim. This is Yogi in Gainesville, a.k.a. Gary. Bro, first of all, I see sometimes it gets to you, and I don't blame you. You really are the one, shining light out there that's speaking for a lot of people that don't have the platform you have. And I just want to let you know I really appreciate everything you do. And I know it's got to wear on you sometimes, bro. I mean, we're a year and a half out. I want to make sure you got enough Gatorade, beer, whatever you need to keep you going. Bro, we can't lose you, Tim. We can't lose you, all right? But, we're a year and a half out. We're going through all this crap. My old man told me a long time, he goes, you got to remember, the deeds and the words must go hand in hand. That's how you could break down BS from a lot of other crap. All these people could come out here and talk a great talk, but they never walked it. If you're going to talk it, you have to walk it. And that's where Bernie really stands head and shoulders over everybody. The man has walked the talk. I mean, in the 1960s, during the civil rights crisis, the man chained himself to a black woman. In the 1960s, not 2000, 1960s, the man did something that, nobody else was doing. And the man has been true to what he believes in ever since. He's a walking embodiment of what Martin Luther King wanted. He walks the Martin Luther King talk that Martin can't walk no more. He just picked up for him. And it's crazy that to be an old white man, but maybe that goes to show, how much Bernie really is worth. I think Martin would love this man. I truly do. I think there was a show, Tim, if you could ever do a show and get permission to show that clips that night. Killer Mike does a show with Bernie in the barber shop. I forgot exactly what part of Georgia was in, Tim, but I'm pretty sure you could track it down if you haven't even watched it by now. But I thought that was one of the most down to earth, real conversations I heard about people that really came from two different sides of the track. Bernie up in Vermont, Mike down in Georgia, and with the all their other history, they really, for those two guys to get together in a barbershop. Mike just tweeted him and said, Bernie, if by some chance you're in the neighborhood, can you come by my barbershop and do a show with me? And Bernie Sanders shows up at the barbershop. I mean, how many? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If you could ever show people that talk, not just because, the fact that, Mike's coming from the black community's point of view, and to be able to sit down with a white senator in office in a barbershop down in Georgia and have that conversation. It wasn't just that. It was just two men talking about things that, I mean, they would have made Martin Luther get out of his friggin' box and clap, saying, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of dialogue and conversation we need to have. The walk is worth everything. You just can't talk like a lot of these people are running on Bernie's coattails this election. They're all talking about Bernie's friggin' thing. They're like, oh, let's jump on that boat. But Bernie built the boat. He's been riding that boat for 40, 50 years. Now you just want to pop up on the scene and say, oh, yeah, education for all. Oh, yeah, Medicare for all. 6 years ago, they would have laughed you off the stage. But because Bernie brought it out in the spotlight, now people want to ride that and say, oh, here's the way. No, you can't just jump on, be a Johnny-come-lately. Bernie did the work. He did the walk, the talk, and put on the sweat and the blood and tears, and he did all the things that he's talking about. He could back up his talk by just going to the record and saying, did this man walk that? Oh, yeah, he walked it. Since the beginning of his career, he's walked it. And he hasn't friggin' been bought or sold. This is the amazing thing. They can't buy Bernie, and Bernie will not be sold out. These are big values. We got to get our values in order. You just can't go on these people that want to come up there one night and talk a great story and sound great for a soundbite or two and say, oh, yeah, this person deserves. No. We're talking about the President of the United States. All right? You have to show something. You have to show that you went through the gambit and took your hits and stood by what you believed and didn't get bought out and didn't sell out. But, Tim, I could talk to you on and on, and I don't want to take up all my time. I'm going to try and call you every week and get in a little bit. And, bro, I'm not letting these people wear you out, brother. Whatever you need to keep you up, all right? Just call me. Say, Gary, I need, send me some Gatorade, bro. Keep me going. I love you, brother. Keep up the good fight.
Hey, man, thank you, Yogi, for the call, man, and the spirit, man. I appreciate it, and well wishes and have my back, man. I appreciate it. And I love to talk, too, bro. And, we agree on a lot. We really do, brother. 978, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
This is Jerry from Massachusetts.
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, I have a couple comments about Epstein. They have a playbook for that. They're going to find a couple, low-level, either politician or somebody in some power, some low-level power, and they're going to, they'll have to resign or whatever, and then it'll fade away, and you won't hear anything anymore. They did it with the Panama Papers. If you remember about the Panama Papers, there was all these people that were caught, stashing money away. Mm-hmm. What happened? A couple politicians had to resign, and nobody heard anything more about it. That's it. No more. Gone. And that's what I feel is going to happen. And my other comment is about Bernie. I really believe if Bernie gets the nomination, he'll win, and we'll have 16 years of progressive policies. But I have a warning, because when he gets in there and he starts, taxing the rich and, cutting, getting these, we shouldn't have billionaires, and, my view is, if you can't live off of $10 million a year, well, there's something wrong with you. Any more than that, we'll tax it. But, these people are going to be sitting around a campfire, telling stories about how they used to be in charge and how can we get our power back. So my warning is you have to be vigilant and really be, make sure that they don't pull the wool over you later on. You may, if we have 18 years of progressives, people may get, kind of lazy and not pay attention as much. But that's my comment. I hope it helps out a little bit. And, keep up the good work. I love your show. You make me laugh a lot, and I love that.
Well, thank you,
Talk to you
Joy.
later. Bye.
Thank you, brother, for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Good point about the Panama Papers. Good point. 727, live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim. It's Daphne. I wanted to make a point recently about something that Donald Trump has done now with the Endangered Species Act, which blows my mind. It's ridiculous. A bunch of stuff he's done is ridiculous. But in this particular case, with rolling back some of the protections in I guess, economic situations, this is to me Trump, like, just pushing it as far as he freaking can, and just being this. My parents are both Republicans, and they're always telling me he's draining the swamp, believe it or not. And I say, the guy that's in charge of this whole situation with the Endangered Species Act being rolled back is a former lobbyist for agribusiness, and also under investigation, by the way. But anyway, this is something that, beyond all the other stuff that he's done, just blew my mind. I want to just say, in response to one of your previous callers, what are we going to do when they screw us? Because the DNC has had things in place. I'm a big fan of the Movement for a People's Party, Nick Branna, who used to be one of Bernie's, I guess, outreach coordinators. And he started this Movement for a People's Party because he believes that there's no way that we can actually make it happen for us regular folks, make people matter in this country with the parties in place as they are. And he said, his exact words to me were, support Bernie if you must. But, you have to realize that they have a plan. And part of their plan was this. We all thought when they said, oh, no more superdelegates, blah, 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 with the first vote, what's going to happen? Well, we now have 20 plus candidates. So we know no one's going to get 50% of the vote. So we're going to go to a second vote. Then also they conveniently brought some of the primaries up, like California, for example, up to Super Tuesday. So a lot of folks are going to see the results of the primaries from California, which maybe they're going to lean toward Kamala, I would guess. And you know how people can get influenced by that. They can see what the results of primaries are when their primary is maybe a month further and go, oh, gosh, maybe I better vote for that person. And a lot of people get ideas in their heads about, without looking at poll numbers, who's going to actually be a good opponent or, actually be able to beat Trump. But my thing is, I'm fixing to revolt. I'm freaking over it. And I do not like the control that the DNC, I know, and unfortunately we have no choice. You try to be an independent. Here in my state, you can't vote in the primary. To me, that's disenfranchising, that you can't even vote for the person prior to the general election, which hopefully that will change. But anyway, I'll let you go. Love your show. You make me laugh. And power to the people.
Power to the people. Thank you, Daphne, for the phone call, guys. And that, folks, 843 765 352. Yep. That's it. We cleared the queue. And I'll tell you, I was running out of gas. It's like, wow, it's 25 callers. We got through it, man. We got through it. We did it. I want to thank everybody who called up to the show tonight, man. You made the show phenomenal, really great show. I want to remind everyone who's already a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack that you need to send me your mailing address. Send that to clientcare@timblacktv.com. That is clientcare@timblacktv.com, so I can get you out your Tim Black Wolfpack gift pack. That's free because you give to the show. It's something I put together, a bag of goodies for you. So please, guys, send that out. And every week we take the names, the addresses, and we mail them out. Okay, so we want to do that. What else, guys? That's all I got for tonight, man. A lot of great calls, a lot of stuff going on. YouTube people, Super Chat people, thank you for contributing to the show, man. You make the show possible, guys. Trust me. There is no GOP or DNC or Ham Saban Univision money floating through here, man. It's just regular people. What's up, Shane Rumlaw? Jank never responded to the receipts on Elizabeth. No, I'm pretty sure he didn't. Thanks for the super chat. Grant Tobago said, TYT who? Yeah, TYT who? I like that attitude. Thank you, Grant. What's up, Shane? Says, Grant Tobago, why won't TYT admit Elizabeth Warren will be bought? Because they want to push her. I don't know why they want to. Why do they want to push someone that's? I don't get it. Hey, Maris, time to celebrate. Finally landed a fabulous job offer today. Oh, White, congratulations, hey, Maris. Winnie, thank you for helping me stay positive, Tim. Love the Wolfpack. We love you back. Congratulations. It's good to see good people. Something good happened for them. Thank you so much. Larry the Truth. Super Chat says, sending my tax money to Israel. We have homeless vets and a check-by-check workers. Right. Absolutely, Larry the Truth. Thank you for your comment. Shane said, Lauren, TYT will just act innocent to coverage of Elizabeth Warren. They're doing that. Jimmy Hoffa killed Jeffrey E. The Robotio 1 gave me, oh man, super chat. Thank you, Robotio 1. I appreciate you. Denise, she said, Tim, thank you so much for your show. Well, thank you, Denise, for your super chat. Thanks for making the show, keeping the show alive. I appreciate you. Ben out front said, Jay-Z says the beef is over. I said, what the hell? Right. What is, I did a video on Jay-Z. I was wondering if it was if people are going to feel it. I did it live, so then I just released a copy of the clip. So most of the stuff I do it live, then I cut it up and put it in smaller pieces because people don't always want to watch a 2-hour show or hour show. So thank you for that. And I hit Jay-Z with the truth in that video, man. I don't play games. Dave Marcel says, I wanted to give my support to Rashida Tlaib specifically for not taking a BS deal Netanyahu offered to come and shut up. Respect. Thank you, David. I agree with you. Maggie Smith, she gave a super chat. Big Irv Express says, look, Tim, we got to chill out on Jay-Z. Let's give him a chance. I believe she deserves a chance to prove himself. You know what, Big Irv, man? I'm not saying that Jay-Z's never done any good stuff. He has. But this is disappointing as hell. Look, you can't separate the work that Colin Kaepernick did and also Big E, you know? You can't separate this work from the movement of ending police brutality or mass incarceration. It's all connected. Jay-Z can't show up and be like, look, this is separate. We don't want to, we want to do this, but we don't want to deal with that. No, you got to deal with it all, Jay-Z. That's how I see it. And it makes Jay-Z look like, and that's why I said it, Jay-Z looks like a philanthropist. A philanthropist, that's what it is. Someone who's a philanthropist, but an opportunist at the same time. And he's not the only one. That's like a thing. With these companies, I was watching this thing, Gary V, he's an entrepreneur, right? And he was saying how One of the biggest things he learned when he started getting popular, he would go to these Silicon Valley pitches, these people trying to do these rollouts and trying to get investment, right? These angel investment things, right? And these guys would have these ideas, and they'd be like, we're going to do this. We're going to help the homeless. We're going to do this for them and do that. And then he'd look at the financials. He realized they just tacked on helping the homeless. They tacked on, and they boosted the price. They weren't taking a cut by helping the homeless. They were increasing their prices, saying they were helping the homeless. And he said it was really disheartening to realize that a lot of people were using philanthropy as a means in order to get goodwill, to make people feel good about them. But meanwhile, they were just increasing their bottom line. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's not specifically about Jay-Z. That's about what's going on. That's a typical thing. And I believe that Jay-Z is guilty of that. What we do here, we keep it real. We speak truth to power, right? So my foundation, the Tim Black Foundation, we're drafting that now. We won't. If we are fighting for a cause, we're fighting for a cause. There'll be no monkey business. There'll be no BS. And that's how Jay-Z should operate. The guy's a billionaire. He didn't need to cut this deal. He didn't need to give them cover. And now he's going to extend his name to it, and there are going to be people who just say, okay, well, we forgive him. Meanwhile, I don't forgive him. All right, anyway, thank you for the phone calls. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for lending your voice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. We try to keep it real. In fact, if we can't keep it real, we don't need to have a show. That's the type of mentality. And what I said before stands. If you are an athlete, if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're an entertainer and you want to work with an entity that's doing it for the people, work with entities that are doing it for the people. Don't work with somebody who's within the system, because they're never going to call out the system. They're part of the system. We're on the outside of the system. That's the reason why we can call out the system. At this point, Jay-Z's not Jay-Z. He's not who he used to be. You cannot look at a billionaire and think he's the same guy he was 20 years ago. He's a billionaire. He's made decisions. People have been telling you about Jay-Z for a very long time. It's just people who haven't really wanted to hear it. They want symbolism. Oh, look how great he did. He's doing well. Yeah, okay. For who, though? All right, guys, I love you. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread this weekend or any weekend. And don't argue with people. Sprinkle some facts on them and get up out of there. I'm tired. I'm done. I love you. I'll see you soon. Speak truth to power. People power. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Don't forget to go to the Speak On It group on Facebook. The Speak On It group on Facebook. Yeah. Hey. Speak On It group Facebook. Shout out to my crew. Eli, Dave from Stone Mountain, Joy, Buck, Roseanne Martirama, Uli,